Hi, I'm Roy Moore with Ashley's Restaurants, and I'm joined with Matt Troutman of Blue Point. Blue Point is a relatively new brew beer into Michigan, and welcome, Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Rick.
We got
my pleasure.
Largest tap takeover for Blue Point here so far in Michigan, in the state of Michigan. Tell us about Blue Point. What's happening with Blue Point?
Lots happening with Blue Point actually. We've only been in Michigan in smaller markets. Not necessarily smaller markets, but we did a slow rollout at the end of 2011. So Detroit, Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. We did those markets exclusively for 6 months.
Okay.
And once we got those up and running, we're now expanding our distribution to the rest of the state. So, but since we've been here, honestly, the products has been incredibly well received. Faster, it's gone better, faster than we could have imagined. And hey, it just shows people in Michigan here love good beer. You know, whether it's from Michigan or whether it's from East Coast, West Coast, whatever.
Well, Michigan is a great beer state, and we salute it here at Ashley's. Not just we appreciate Michigan-made beer, but we certainly appreciate good beer wherever it comes from. You chose the two. We've got 12 here to talk about tonight, but we're only going to focus on two.
Sure.
Toasted lager and toxic sludge. And we already, unfortunately, killed the toxic sludge, and so that's all that's left. Sorry, guys, but that's it. Tell me about these two beers.
Well, toasted lager I have to always talk about because this is the beer. Without toasted lager, there would be none of the rest of our portfolio. Toasted lager is what put us on the map. It was the first beer we ever brewed in 1998, and it was the only beer we brewed for the first 2 years of the brew's existence. So it's an American-style amber lager. It was kind of brewed in the spirit of Angersteam in terms of the best beer that Mark and Pete could drink on the island at the time, thinking 15, 16 years ago, was Bass. So there was nothing local, nothing fresh. You know, the best beer they could get was shipped, over at the time, when Bass was still made in Europe and shipped over. And so they couldn't do anything local. There was nothing local they could drink. But they wanted something, they loved what Fritz Maytag did with Anchored out in San Francisco. And so they wanted something really approachable, something people are drinking Bass. It's a nice, balanced, easy drinking, good beer. So but at the same time, they used this hybrid yeast that gave some ale characteristics and was still very approachable, very sessionable. So they wanted something that the Long Islanders could drink. And honestly, once it took off in Long Island, it made it to New York City and exploded there. And so what put us on the map. It's the best of both worlds beer. Your domestic guy can drink toasted lager. It doesn't have that offensive spicy hop note to it.
It's a sessionable IPA. We talked earlier about.
Not IPA. No, it's a sessionable lager.
Sessionable lager. It's a bottom fermented, but it has got some of the ale characteristics.
Absolutely.
And so it is more than just your light lagers, and complements a lot of different foods. It is a very tasty beer.
Very versatile when it comes to pairing with beer. It obviously being brewed from where they're from at the South Shore of Long Island, it's meant to pair well with a lot of seafood, a lot of shellfish, clams, oysters. Blue Point oysters, obviously, where the name Blue Point Brewing Company came from. But at the same time, with that nice bready, biscuity sweetness you get from it, pairs well with tons of pastas and pizzas, and we've had some of our best success in Michigan at pizza joints. Because again, when people come and eat pizza, they want to get full on pizza, not on their beer. They want something good to go along with their pizza.
They want something that can stand up to the pizza, and I'm sorry, the lighter American lagers aren't very good.
No, absolutely. They want something that's going to complement those flavors. Absolutely. And so we've had a lot of success with toasted lager there.
Toxic Sludge, very interesting name. Black IPA. Tell me about how you created that.
It's funny, because we get that question a lot. Like, why would you name a beer something you want to drink Toxic Sludge? And you know what? It actually is a great story behind it. And just to let people know what kind of guys Mark and Pete are. Mark and Pete are the two owners of Blue Point Brewing Company. They're very into giving back, whether it's to the community, whether it's to the environment, anything like that. So obviously everyone remembers the BP oil spill in the Gulf a couple years ago, and a horrible situation. And well, since we're BP, we're Blue Point, and a lot of people refer to us as BP, especially on the East Coast. We felt we needed to do something to help give back. So since we're BP2, we're going to come out, BP Toxic Sludge, and we made a black IPA. And originally it was just a charity beer. It was just a beer to 100% of the profits were given back to helping the cleanup effort in the Gulf. And the beer was so well received that, all right, well, we got to keep this as part of our permanent portfolio. And originally the guys thought, we should change the name because maybe Toxic Sludge turns off a lot of people. Well, why would people want to drink this? But at the same time, it's great to tell the story. And at the same time, if people aren't ready to drink, if they're really hung up on a name, then maybe they're not ready for a black IPA anyway. So we're going to keep the name the same, and so Black Toxic Sludge Black IPA became a permanent part of our portfolio.
Well, I started out my evening with a glass. I'm glad I got it because this is all that's left in the building so far. And it's got a lot of coffee roasted malts, a very dark roasted malts for an IPA.
Yep.
And so it's not just in the color; it's in the flavoring. Very pronounced.
Yeah, but you still get that. But you still get that greenness from the hops, and
exactly.
And actually, a great. We actually our World Expo beer was a couple weekends ago up in Frankenmuth, and it was our first Michigan beer competition we've ever entered, and Toxic Sludge actually took gold medal in the American Ale category for specialty beer. So. It was,
people appreciate Michigan appreciates it, and
absolutely.
And I know we had a real popular day with the Cascade Festival and your white IPA here, and
oh sure,
people were reviewing one of the best IPAs here we had that weekend. So, Matt, thanks for visiting.
Thanks for
bringing
having
your
us.
great beers to Michigan. We keep looking forward to exploring more BP beer, Blue Point beer here.
We're excited to be here, and as long as you guys keep drinking it, we'll keep bringing it. So
thanks.
So cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Happy.
And it's not,
Thanks.
okay. It's not